What's up, everybody? This is CW from the GOATcast podcast, and this is a segment from our newest podcast episode. If you enjoy it, please like and subscribe. Thank you, guys. As far as the new Undisputed and the new First Take, Undisputed went through some changes. It came back late August, I believe, August 28th, something like that, and they had a new cast. Before it was just Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, but now we have Skip Bayless at the helm, and we have Richard Sherman, we have Michael Irvin, we have Keyshawn Johnson, we have Rachel Nichols, and we have Lil Wayne. Yeah. So far, it's been a mixed bag for me. It's a lot of Keyshawn Johnson and Skip, which I think they're doing an okay job. Keyshawn's not bad, but he's no Shannon Sharp. He tries to argue, but he just takes a bold view and then he just sticks with it. He doesn't even he won't budge, is what I'm going to say, and that's okay. Michael Irvin, he's a little erratic with his conversation, but I think he's fine in that role. I like the fact that you kind of rotate guys out and in. It does help in some ways. You do get tired of the same format, the same two guys talking every day. You can't. You can be successful, but I think that you need something fresh on a daily basis. If you're going to do a show every day, having the same two people, it does get monotonous. I mean, unless there's a big happening in a sports game or it's a major time during a sports season, it's really hard to want to rush and watch the same guys over and over again. That's just my opinion. Even when it was Skip and Stephen A. and Max Kellerman, I thought they were good together in all those situations, but it wasn't must see. And now, with the new formats, I think it's more watchable in the sense that you get a variety of different views. And it started with First Take when they would bring in a different panel almost weekly or every day. So, and I thought that was, and you bring in guys that were specific to that sport. Say they brought in the NBA players when they talk about the NBA, NFL players, or analysts when they talk about the NFL. So that makes sense, and that does bring what I feel like is a better. It's not always more entertaining, but you get better insight when you have guys that have actually done the sport or have been a part of organizations and a part of these associations. So that's Undisputed. And First Take with Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp. I was one of the few people that said this was not going to work because they are, to me, they're not too much alike, but they are very similar in the way they present themselves. They're very loud and outspoken, and we have two guys of that nature. I think it just brings too much chaos. It made it more entertaining when you have a reserve guy like Skip Bayless up against a guy like Shannon Sharp that's a little more animated. It made that opposites attract kind of situation. But here, I'm actually surprised that they do work pretty well together. And I'm glad that they do it in doses. He's only on there, I believe, Monday and Tuesdays. And that's during the NFL season. I would like to see or hear his. I do like his NBA and his basketball commentary for the most part. Sometimes you can tell it sounds a little rehearsed or scripted, especially when it's outside of the NBA, like some of the college basketball stuff. I can tell. I don't think Shannon's a real college basketball enthusiast, but I think I do like some of his NBA takes. He's, his LeBron crush is entertaining for the most part, especially when you have somebody as adamant about the GOAT debate as Stephen A. and even Skip Bayless. That's when Skip would kind of get out of his kind of stoic demeanor, is when that debate came up, or even the Tom Brady, of course, that was probably what caused the rift. And there's still things coming out about Skip and Shannon's relationship and how that went. But overall, I think First Take is making the right moves, and I think that they work. Like I said, in doses, those two work, and it's been entertaining. The only downside I could see is they kind of agree a lot, which when you're doing debate shows or shows of that nature, you want the contrast. That's what makes it good. Is you hearing two sides of two different opinions coming together and kind of battling it out. So if everybody agrees, it's just kind of like, well, next topic, because you don't really get a whole lot of extra fluff when it comes to that. But all in all, I think, and I hear the numbers are doing pretty well. I believe they're doing better than Undisputed, which I'm not surprised by, because Shannon Sharpe is bringing his fan base over to ESPN, and Stephen A. has. I didn't watch First Take after Max Kellerman was let go or moved, just because I didn't like the way it was done. But I would watch here and there, especially during the NBA season, to see what Stephen A. and some of his panelists had to say. But now I'm watching it a little more frequently now. So I think that both shows have made improvements. Both shows have done things to make the show a little more watchable. I think Skip's going to have a tougher time because he has so many personalities to deal with, and he is not the most aggressive host when it comes to that. He kind of, when he has these kind of guys, he kind of sits back, especially now that he's kind of outnumbered. But I think they're kind of work out the kinks. Him and Keyshawn do well, I think, and Richard Sherman so far has been pretty laid back and pretty cool with everything. He hasn't gone too far. And of course, Michael Irvin, but Michael Irvin's going to be Michael Irvin. So you're going to get a little bit of a little craziness in there from time to time. But overall, I think the morning sports media is working well, and I hope that they continue. Like I said, I'm very much looking forward to when the NBA season starts. Hopefully, we'll get some interaction between Stephen A. and Shannon, and of course Skip and his fellow panelist. But real quick, I'm gonna play some. I'm really looking forward to more of the GOAT debate between Shannon and Stephen A. But let's play a clip of Stephen A. basically destroying Shannon on this topic. Well, in my opinion, because of course I'm a Jordan fan.
If somebody said you weren't number one, you don't feel insulted.
No.
So why you got to be insulted about LeBron?
Because.
That's emotion.
No,
that's
it ain't no emotion.
That's emotion.
But the GOAT.
Huh?
See,
that's emotion
you
right
told
there.
me the storm was coming.
Right.
See, your storm happened for 9 years, then took 2 years off.
Right.
And it happened for 3 years and took another 3 years off.
That's right.
And then it kind of just was like drizzling.
Right.
My storm been going for 21 years raining.
Right. You could say that, and my retort to that would be 6 NBA Finals losses. You
I
talk about
want you-
Michael Jordan?
I want you to tell me the team that Michael Jordan faced that was the equivalent of the 17 and 18.
No one. Can I respond to that?
Sure.
Can I tell you why? No one. Do you know why? Because none of them had Jordan.